Hi, I'm Dan Polimino with Keller Williams Realty Maui, Big Island, and the Hawaii team. Well, today I want to give you a market update. And it seems as though recently we were having a lot of conversations with buyers and sellers about the market. Everyone seems to be a little on edge, a little skittish, not sure which way this pendulum is going to swing as far as the real estate market is concerned. This week we were talking with a buyer who said, no, I really think a recession is coming. I really think that housing prices are going to take a tumble. And you know, we've been hearing a lot of this talk and a lot of this chatter, and you can tell that Wall Street and the public in general are very, I guess the best word is skittish about the real estate market and where it's headed. But let me give you a few positive signs that I see that actually make me optimistic, and I don't think we're headed in that direction. And here's what they are. Generally, if we're going to have some type of housing bubble that bursts, some type of price decline, some type of major shift in the real estate market, we usually see three factors at play. And the three factors are generally the economy's crappy, mortgage rates or mortgages in general, credit is very loose. Like it's very, very easy to get a loan. We call it loose credit. That's the second thing that's at play. And the third thing that's usually at play is high unemployment, a high unemployment rate. Those three factors, loose credit, high unemployment rate, stinky economy, those things very easily lead to a market decline, a shift, a bubble, a burst, whatever you want to call it, a recession. Those are the three primary factors. So let's tackle them one at a time. So the stinky economy. Yeah, the economy is not great right now, and inflation is a problem. Although inflation came down in May from April. All right, April was 8.5, May was 8.3. It is coming down, and I think most economists would agree that by the end of the year, most people are predicting that inflation should come down to about 6.3%, which is not great. Remember, the Fed wants to keep it around 2%, but if it came down to 6.3, it would mean that we've gotten through a majority of these supply chain issues. So the economy, I will give those, for all of those people who think we're heading down, yes, you're right. The third factor, the economy, is not great. But let's talk about the other two factors. Let's talk about unemployment. We do not have sky-high unemployment. In fact, nationwide, the unemployment rate is about 3.6%. And that's not horrible. It really isn't. And in fact, we are short about 3 million people for jobs. There's about 3 million jobs out there for people that we can't find or fill. In fact, everywhere I go, even here in Kona, I went to Lowe's hardware and in Kona, and they told me that they have 40 positions open. They're hiring for 40 people. Everywhere I go, people I talk to in Montana, everybody says the same thing. We can't find anybody to work. We need more people to work. And so if that's the case and more people do go to work, unemployment will get below 3%. So we don't have sky-high unemployment. People are working and they are making a wage. That's really, really good. And then loose credit, easy to get a loan, over leveraged. That hasn't happened for about 15 years, longer. You just can't get easy credit these days. The lenders have made it more difficult than ever to get a loan, and more Americans have equity in their house than they ever have before at any point in recent history. So people are not over leveraged. They have a fair amount of equity in their home, and the restrictions for getting a loan are pretty tight. So for those two reasons, we don't have loose credit and we don't have a high unemployment. And yes, the economy is stinky, but it may be getting better. That's why I don't think we're headed for a recession or a real estate bubble. Now, I'm sure there'll be people who will disagree with me and think I'm wrong, but take that for what it is. I think what we're looking at is price stabilization. That's what we're looking at. We're seeing a leveling off of prices. I think we are well past the day of 25 to 30% appreciation in 12 to 18 months. I think parts of the country will be more of a scenario of normal appreciation, somewhere between 5, 7, maybe even 10%, which, by the way, is absolutely phenomenal. And yes, higher interest rates have slowed that down a little bit, and that's what it was kind of intended to do. So I don't think it's all bad. I think it's actually pretty good, and hang in there. As always, if you have a question about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, contact us here at the Hawaii Team. 808-913-0899, 808-913-0899, or TheHawaiiTeam.com. Aloha.